Hello and welcome to Pondersaur, Words with a Roar. I'm your host, Richard Dahm. The video game industry has grown significantly over the past few decades, from the humble beginnings of the arcade centers to the illustrious video game consoles set within your very home. The advancement continues to climb ever higher, bringing new and wondrous experiences all over the world. I think anyone who has played a vast amount of video games today has at least created their favorites of all time. I am no different. Video games are much more to me than pieces of entertainment that are displayed on a television or computer screen. They are logical, artistic, diverse, mesmerizing, and captivating all at the same time, hence why video games exist in the first place. I am going to show you my list of favorite video games of all time, and elaborate some key points as to why they are my favorites. Also, most of the content is spoiler-free for those wanting to pick up the game should it be available for purchase. Before we begin, however, there are a couple of things to note about this list. Let's start with the genres. Unfortunately, I am not a fan of fighting, puzzle, platformer, rhythm, battle royale, massive multiplayer online, card, and turn-based strategy games. If you're looking forward to seeing any of these types of genres, I'll apologize to you right now and let you know that these types of genres will not be shown. I have at least tried these types of genres to increase my repertoire in the past for just the sake of experiences. However, all of those types of genres failed to strike a chord with me, to be honest. As my roommate in college would say to me, to each their own. The next thing to know is the list of criteria that each game holds and why they are special to me. There will be at least 3 criteria that will help break down the reasoning of why they are on this list in the first place. Additionally, the 3 criteria are meant to help guide you overall and establish some sort of structure in the video to prevent me from chewing your ear off. Let's go through them, shall we? The first criteria is a short story. I will briefly tell you a short story of how the game impacted me personally, as well as some background context as to why I played the game overall. Hopefully, you will enjoy me regaling you about memories that I have from many, many moons ago. The second criteria is the specific reasons. I wish to explain my thoughts about why the video game is one of my favorites. This will be a list of subcategories consisting of either the game's artwork and design, soundtracks, gameplay, story, and/or mechanics. To keep things consistent, I will only be explaining at least 3 subcategories per game. This is to help you not become engrossed in every single thing I want to explain, but to limit myself with the reasons that are important above all others. The last criteria is why the game is placed in the number that it is chosen among the others on the list. This is to really help you understand why the number 1 game on my list is where it is, compared to, say, the number 4, 5, 9, and etc. Okay, so there's only one more thing to note, and that is the number of video games on the list. Traditionally, the list should only be about my top 10 video games of all time. However, I could not just settle with 10. I felt the need to expand the list a bit to show my appreciation of all the wonderful experiences I've had over the many years. As well as to express something. There will be 14 video games in total. The additional 4 video games were added as prerequisites before the top 10 because they are somewhat vital as to why I chose certain games in the top 10 overall. Or I could just be saying I couldn't settle with 10 because, well, I'm a little wishy-washy and wanted more than 10. Regardless, I will explain in due time and hopefully things will make sense. This list of favorite video games of all time will be a multi-part video series. I'll be taking the time to showcase each video game independently with the 3 criteria that I went over the course of the video series. There are some video games that may be recognizable immediately, while others you may have never heard of in the first place, and that is the exciting part. I wish to thank you for joining me on this wonderful journey. Make sure to grab a drink or a snack, and be sure to enjoy the show. Let's begin.